Hey, what's up? Today I want to show you how you can assemble a legit sounding Tech House drum kit using the samples that come in Ableton Live 11. If you're not using Ableton Live though, no worries. The important thing here is fine-tuning your ear and learning to select sounds that work together as a cohesive unit. So if you're interested in my approach to Tech House drum production, let's hop into it. Just before we get started though, I want to let you know that on July 6th, we are going to be doing a free live webinar with the one and only Walker N. Royce. If you're at all into Tech House, I'm sure you've heard their music, but if you haven't, you can check out their tracks released on Dirty Bird, Hot Boy, Black Book, and Diplo's Higher Ground label, just to name a few. So in this live webinar, you're going to have a chance to learn directly from this group, ask questions, and soak up tons of valuable information. We'll be talking about all things Tech House, current trends, production tips, cutting edge techniques, plugins, song creation, inspiration, and whatever else pops up. But anyway, don't miss this opportunity to come ask questions and really amp up your production skills. This event is coming up real soon and spots are limited, so click the link included with this video, sign up now, and get in on the action. Hope to see you there. All right, let's talk about Tech House drums. Lately, I've been getting asked a lot about how to piece together a good Tech House drum kit with the sounds that come with Ableton. The most important piece of advice I can give is to learn how to find drum samples that work well together and create a vibe and a feeling that complements the rest of your track, and most importantly, that inspires you. So let me show you how I might go about doing this. First, you definitely want to start out by finding a good kick drum, as in most dance music. So let's go to Ableton's core library, samples, one-shots, drums, and then kick. Okay, right off the bat, this definitely works. It's punchy and it has character. It's not muddy or anything. Versus this one, not so much. Yep, those could definitely work. And that one I like a lot. Of course, you're going to want to find a sound that resonates with you, most importantly, especially because you're going to be listening to it a lot. So one thing to definitely look for when searching for kicks is you want to find one that has punch. Basically, you want it to have a good amount of content in the 100 to 200 hertz range. Let me show you what I mean. If we grab this one, it has some content between 100 and 200, but not too much. You can both see in here that this one has a lot more in that 100 to 200 hertz range. So in other words, keep an ear out for kicks with lots of thump so they can stand out and be loud and hit you in the chest. Now let's listen to these samples in the context of a track I'm working on. Yeah, I think this works. It's cutting through, nice and punchy. Now, onto some complementary sounds. I usually look for my clap after my kick because to me the clap is the most important percussive element after the kick. So let's go to the clap folder. Yep. All those could work. 909 is definitely a classic one too. That one's definitely cool, but it's a bit thin. I definitely like that one. Ooh, and DMX claps always work. You might already know that, so I'm going to go with this one. It's kind of more interesting. And just high pass out some of the junk that we don't need. So the reason I like this clap is that it's nice and wide, but also there aren't any phase issues with it. So if I put my track in mono, it still holds up pretty well. Phase issues are a common problem with wide percussion. They sound awesome in stereo, garbage in mono. So look out for that. But phase stuff aside, I like the texture of this. It's nothing too crazy though either, so it's not distracting. So it's a good balance. Also, I wanted to point out how I often slide my claps just a little bit off the grid to the left. If your MIDI is a bit stale, give that a shot. Now on to hi-hats. Hi-hats are actually my favorite part of this process because Tech House gives you a lot of license to be creative with hi-hats. I'm going to go here. Boom, there we go. I really like this. It just has that house flavor to it right off the bat. It's a little cheesy, but in a way that I vibe with. So now we're going to need that infamous offbeat eighth note open hi-hat. Again, though, I'm looking for an open hi-hat that complements this closed one. We don't want to just grab any random sound. So let me scroll down to the open ones. These are all right. 909 is a super classic one. Can always use that. Ooh, I really love this one. I think these will complement each other. Yeah, I think those work together. Let's listen. One quick tip I have for you is to click gate so that the sound cuts off with the MIDI note. It's a lot tighter. Now for snare runs, snare builds, honestly, don't reinvent the wheel. I recommend just grabbing a good old 909 snare. One that's hard and punchy will do just fine, I imagine. Yeah, I mean, that's almost it right there. And then I often will put on some saturation of some sort. And a similar thing with cymbals. You can keep it pretty simple. Just a crash 909 usually does the trick. Yeah, that instantly sounds like a modern tech house cymbal, even though it's actually a super old sound. And finally, a tip I have for you is reverse percussion sounds. Just a couple of these thrown in can really add a lot of life to your drums in general, but also to your song as a whole. Let's try out this one. Yeah, so that's not going to work. We need to move this over. Yeah, that's almost right. Again, I'm going to click gate so that the sound cuts off with the MIDI note right at the end of the measure. Perfect. So that's just one way of many to make a Tech House drum kit. I hope it gave you some ideas to think about and some inspiration for the next time you sit down to cook up some drums. Again, click the link included with this video to sign up for the Walker and Royce live stream on July 6th. Now, if you missed this event, make sure you sign up for our notification list so you can get a heads up on the next one. We do a live webinar like this once a month, and we'd love to see you at one of them. Peace.